5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Lena.
Many different lineups, and it's not like ever risky to pick him first pick. He's basically just a very stable draft pick that can fit into any team lineup. If you want to play defensive, then Atrophy Aura is obviously great. You want to play offensive, Pit of Malice, Dark Rift, and Firestorm are all great. You want to just clear out waves, make sure that your team can come back. I mean, Underlord can do it all, and then all while being a very, very strong laner. Now, Lena, on the other hand, is a hero that I have not been seeing very much. One of the most common reasons I hear is because of raindrops, which I'm sure is part of the reason why she fell off mid, but I think as a support, she has a place, especially against a hero like Sven, who is very physical damage mitigation, but not so great against magic damage.
Yeah, it feels like maybe somewhere along those lines that they're looking for. And also the idea of maybe bursting somebody down before Abaddon could help them out, or even himself, you know, catching him off guard with a big ultimate from Lena and that Laguna Blade. And all of a sudden he's dead before he pops that borrowed time. So, but I'm with you though.
Oh, dire team man. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Earth Spirit. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
So this is a time more than any, perhaps, to just try something maybe a little different, a little radical. So we'll see again where it ends up. Their final pick going to help us get that information. They got plenty of time. Earth Spirit's the final pick, or Team Freedom on the other side, so they do get their 4 option with Earth Spirit there. Now Freedom's lineup has come together. A team that typically, no matter what they draft, I feel like Freedom is all about early game aggression. That's kind of what they're known for. Somewhat unique draft sometimes, but just a lot of early game aggression. And hell, we even saw that earlier against DC, of course, in that series. So I'm expecting that again here from them.
Alchemist.
Yeah, very true. It's just hitting me as well as far as that combo goes. So yeah, now we have that obvious information that it is going to be the 4 support, and you know, still potentially get some okay farm, perhaps get that Blink Dagger on or something like a Yules as well. Of course, great setup for the LSA as mentioned. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess when you look at the options here, she's arguably one of the best ones for sure. They don't have many great acceptor, so that can make sense.
Because even if you are spell immune, it's not gonna help. So yeah, there's a I like DooWop's lanes because all 3 of the cores are very independent. The Underlord can not really need very much support. Alchemist is going to be just fine, as well as the Juggernaut. And so Shadow Demon and Lina are really free to do whatever they want. And if it is going to be constantly harassing this Invoker, that's good. If it's making sure that my combatant doesn't get anything done, that's fine. Fight now. Yuar had to burn through tangos, and he's going to rely on his that might be able to go aggressive. I'll say use.
There we go. The spin in. I'll say hit spin. He's spinning down. One more auto attack, maybe. Oh, nice stun onto Yara right there. Stormhammer Sven manages to actually live. They're going to head to the shrine and use it as a team. I mean, that is an advantage that this aggressive trial lane does have, you could argue, is that shrine's going to be a bit closer in terms of them falling back and using it and then resetting in the lane. So the use they make here.
That's gonna make a big difference. Yuar is now also doesn't have his mango anymore and has been shared a tango by the Lina, has burned through all of that, but in comes BSJ and Eagle, who are fully stocked up, and they still have plenty of regen to go through as well if they need.
They're gonna go after the side of Warcry coming out. They know W Phelps here. Pretty missed the barrel roll though on the open, and now BSJ. He tried to storm arrow, but the line of sight came into play. He's gonna finally get it off. Disruption is ready to go for Shadow Demon, by the way. Can he get it off in time? Yes, he can. He's gonna survive for a little bit longer, and he will finally die. But he gets the first blood when it's all said and done. Meanwhile, Abaddon at the top lane, actually denying himself to the jungle. I would guess that's on purpose.
It wasn't a deny to the jungle. He miscoiled himself. So he got low at some point and then was able to miscoil. So I didn't see it, but that's the only way that a man can get a deny.
Huh, yeah, well, because where he was dead was like right on the jungle camp right there, so...
He probably used it on a creep as opposed to like in the lane. But yeah, bot lane, another Stormhammer wasted actually.
Spin from Juggernaut, and yeah, he'll be fine again, but that's as far as the stun combo goes. Obviously, Team Freedom somewhat have an advantage here, and eventually getting that kill on a Shadow Demon, but continue to be a lot of pressure, a lot of action, but very little kills so far, so 3.5 minutes in right here. But yeah, Abaddon managing to deny himself at the top lane. Is back in it though, and Ike's Mike. Well, the short lane Abaddon, not often he gets to do this, but with the setup here. We'll see what all this extra hype is about. Again, why teams maybe do ban it against them so often. Bottom lane, Shadow Demon, they're going to go in once again. Voltage Smash 2, the splitter. It's a good job staggering the stuns. There's enough follow-up. No, not off the bat at least. They still want to make it happen. Their barrel connects into some illusions, it looks like, but in the end, Shadow Demon will fall. There's the spin on the Earth Spirit. He goes down and ends up being a 1-for-1 so far. Now Juggernaut going at it with Sven, but the Soul Catcher on Sven, yeah, he wants to play very safe. He's actually going to run away, so a 1-for-1 in the end between the two as Eagle.
Not yet, Eagle, though. He's caught between a rock and a bunch of dire heroes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not good. He just gave a kill to Alchemist. In the end, that's not what he hoped for.
Thankfully, at least they did manage to get the kill on the Shadow Demon, but that's the least valuable prize. They've burned through the shrine already, and really Sven isn't farming very much. He's really just looking for openings to get kills. He's keeping one eye on a creep with the other eye on the Juggernaut to see whenever he's available to go for a Stormhammer. And as a result, BSJ has no points in cleave right now. Ice might getting a kill. Or, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
That was a thanks to Leshrac, though, really.
Oh, okay.
Rotated in, he TP'd up there, he set up the splitter stun, and at that point, Underlord are taking too much damage, kind of panicked, and obviously couldn't get away, so. Good gank setup there. How is this middle lane been going, by the way? We really have been focusing a lot on the bottom especially, but Tomato here on Invoker, 26-6 against a 34-1 Alchemist currently.
Yeah, it's a pretty typical benchmark for an Invoker who goes primary Exort. Against an Alchemist, you almost want to put a lot of points in quas so that you can stand inside the Acid Spray, but like you said, Freedom likes to play high aggression, and that means that Sunstrike needs to be readily available whenever they get a Stormhammer Split Earth combo on someone, which has not been happening. That's why BSJ is so hungry for these Stormhammers, because it should be a kill on the Juggernaut easy, because even if Blade Fury comes out, the Sunstrike will still deal damage, but it's not working out.
Yeah, he's still really pushed up right here, but gonna be pinked out. Has to fall back to creep wave, and we'll instead go back to farm. And look at this build, by the way. He does not have great cleave yet, so this is all action men right here. First of the game, and it's gonna be action right here. The Juggernaut, no. There we go with this Sunday from Lena coming out, and actually the spin from Juggernaut will keep him alive at the time being. Not in the end, though. BSJ is able to chase him down and secure. I was gonna say no Sunstrike happening.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say as well. I don't really know why. There was all the time in the world, and Juggernaut wasn't really hugging creeps, so there's no reason not to. But now they might use it with this Invis Jube onto Alina. Oh, it's Alina.
Knocks him backwards. I think he meant to put a remnant down first.
I would think so, but
all right, well, a little silly. But guess who's here now? It's Abaddon, and so all four of them. I think they're going to try to push this tower. It's pretty heavy. You don't send 4 heroes to a bottom lane like this if you don't want to be pushed. And meanwhile, BSJ is diving and hit him out. Going to root him a couple in plays. So he's got half-life, and BSJ needs to fall back on Sven. Although, Omni Slash, no, it's not ready yet. It's level 5, now level 6 just yet. There's the Sunstrike, gets the couple, gets the kill on a Juggernaut. And Shadow Demon is going to fall as well. So it ends up being a 2-0 for Team Freedom there. Sunstrike finally happening. And
it happened in a big way. That's not often that you're like, yeah, I want to split the damage of the Sunstrike, but just enough to finish off the Juggernaut and enough to deal enough damage to the Shadow Demon as well. So, rotations panning out as both, I guess, everyone in the top lane left, Underlord left, and so did Abaddon, but it looks like it was just slightly in the favor of Team Freedom as they're going to go again as they're smoked up, and Furyu is a very vulnerable target. Once again,
he's having trouble with these rolling boulders, man. The boulder smash is a little more difficult even, and not gonna connect. So yeah, they're really trying to cut through these trees and find it, but Furyu's doing a great job.
They have stand.
They're not gonna use it.
All right.
Managed to escape, so no kill. Yeah, felt like that should have been a free kill, especially with the 3 heals right here. But he did a good job of juking and jiving, mixed with a couple of missed spells, excuse me, and that's that. Now, I want to go back to the Sven real quickly. So he's maxing out the work right here. He's going to get the 2 points into Stormhammer. Does that make sense to you, considering, I guess, how much action was happening down there?
Yeah, he was committing to that build. It's not like halfway through you can be like, this isn't going so well, I might need a farm later. You go big or you go home, and the Warcry max is always fine, especially against a Juggernaut, because or Juggernaut and an Alchemist for that matter, because Acid Spray is going to be a big issue for all of his teammates, including himself, so I'm okay with that. And then 1 point in Great Cleave, you'll get it eventually. It doesn't really matter if 2 points of Hammer are used. So Mike has borrowed time, he's going real aggressive right now.
Yeah, he still has it as mentioned. He's going to pop it right there, but of course DooWop picking up on that and doing their best to stop putting out the damage, so that will be on cooldown now. Maybe they can make a reset here. Photic Shield surely still on him, but he is out of mana. However, Storm Hammer initiation on a Snake King and trying to chase him down. Thunderclap going to miss right there in the background, and actually a nice job with the stun from Lina. Use of the LSA right there. So keeping him off the Snake King. Underlord, a fairly tankier hero. It does have the chainmail here, working on that mecha course, as well as the headdress. So unable to bring him down, but they're going to go back into the tower. I mean, they've been really trying to put damage into this tower here for a bit. Look at Underlord. We're going to go back. Oh no, knock him out! Yeah, he knocked him out! Oh no, Lina's in trouble. Nice stun right there with the LSA, but the Sunstrike connects and Tomato gets the kill. That was well played actually by Juby there.
Very well played. Although, all this time, Alchemist is basically, like, even beyond free farming. Like, this is... He is having all the jungle to himself. None of his teammates are even there to share it, because they're keeping the rest of Team Freedom busy. And Alchemist is perfectly okay if you lose a Lina every once in a while, because once he starts getting his Radiance, which is probably just around, like, 5 minutes away, it becomes very difficult for Team Freedom to have to fight, and they're like taking very aggressive fights, but if Alchemist shows up, that's not going to be able to get any kills.
Had to do a double take there, because when he said about 5 minutes away from a Radiance, I'm like, really? Oh yeah, you're right. Pretty close here. Not even that. I mean, yeah, he almost has a Sacred Relic, and that Radiance is just around the corner. A couple of minutes here, and yeah, he's going to have that finish, so... That really is absurd. 7,700 net worth. To be this far ahead at 10, 11 minutes into the game even is just pretty ridiculous, so...
It's a big perk of having an Underlord, because usually Alchemist has to show up for these counter pushes, because Acid Spray is just far too valuable, but Firestorm does just as good of a job. You draw off the aggro, and you make sure that the rest of the team doesn't want to just stand there and tank the tower, because you're taking far too much damage, and as a result, he can stick around for this defense, and he's not even afraid. Invoker and Sven, they're going to damage it, but they're not going to be able to kill this Alchemist, or even take the tower.
Yeah, has the Chemical Rage active, so yeah, he heals up, he's fine. The Unsteppable Concoction, only level 1, just doing a little bit there to Invoker. Pushing him out, as you pointed out, yeah, able to really defend it kind of by himself. Mike pops the Borrowed Time, almost as if he was expecting some big burst to happen. I mean, Luna's still on level 6, and they're going to dive her actually in the background. Still stuck on top, Tomato. Credit for the kill right there. So there's that good execution coming out. And now Freedom finally going to be able to push. Well, I guess they got Spotted Tower, but now they're going to push the top tower here as well. So again, this is Freedom as a team. This is what they do. This is where it starts to come online a bit, and Abaddon almost has the mech. They really like to just group up and just start pushing towers left and right. But Tomato middle lane,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
keep going.
Exactly what Freedom needs to do. Yeah, keep going. They unfortunately edict into a glyph, but that's okay. They're still going to be able to do quite a bit of damage, because only now are Juggernaut and Under feeling like rotating. God Strength popped.
Oh yeah, using that right there, and there's the War Crown on top of it. It is level 4, so 20 armor coming out. He's running away with the Ghost minion of his, actually. Not able to get Tower killed in the end. I'm a little bit curious about the minion that he chose to get right there, by the way.
I think it was whatever I can get my hands on kind of choice. But I'm glad that Freedom didn't take the fight. I don't know if they know that Underlord has his mech completed. Now they probably do, but if they had fought into that, it would have ended very, very poorly, especially because God Strength was already triggered, so... Let's see.
Ooh, Lina, did she put a ward down? She certainly did. Actually blocking right there. In the Ancient, see the stack coming out. He's trying to stack it again, but not going to happen. That is I want to say a triple stack there already, so... Quite a bit of farming potential to come, perhaps for that stay, and leveling up that greater cleave. Now middle lane Tomato, gonna have to pop the Ghost Walk right there. He felt the pressure coming. Done, but he'll survive. Fall back from that. Sven though, oh, this is Abaddon actually at the top lane. The mech finished again, and the Guardian Greaves are now queued up for Abaddon here, but Snake King rotating around with the Lina, that is, as well as the Shadow Demon. They're making their way up the hill. They're going to be spotted, but can they catch the Earth Spirit? No. A little too slippery.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They see him. Invoker's going to be going right into an axe here, by the way, right after the Hand of Midas. They're going to find Underlord. Pulse that being used. Split Earth, that's one in the background. Eagle in the place. Down like Edict, as well as the Pulse now with so much damage. A 2 for nothing as Underlord and Shadow Demon fall there.
That was a perfect setup for the Stormhammer and immediately goes into the Cloud Strength. And now, this is another push. They have Edict. Glyph is down. It's going to be... Oh, wait. Oh, no, they took that other tier 1. Never mind, my mistake. But still, they're still going to get this tower anyway.
Well, Alchemist is here. Yeah, they're going to lose it, but okay, I'm not going to fight this. 4-7, just keep it his distance. Gonna go too crazy here, but yeah, with that Radiance as mentioned, has that now. I'm gonna farm out the lane, but definitely good job by Freedom. The fact that they have over a 2,000 net worth lead going up against a free farming Alchemist, not too shabby. That's got to feel pretty good.
Not too shabby, but you have to keep in mind that DooWop has not taken a single tower yet, so that's a lot of gold that's going to be returned as soon as they feel like grouping up, which, now that this Radiance is completed, and like I had said earlier, mechanism completed on Snake King Thunderlord, there's really no time like the present to start claiming that gold.
Top lane being pushed out by Juggernaut here. It's got his own Helm of the Dominator Core, so let's have that Purge creep, and that's ERR, so we'll be using that if necessary. IX Mike, though, getting a little bit closer to those Guardian Greaves.
Money to burn.
Yes, what's going on down here? Yeah, Lina just still trying to finish her own Arcane Boots. Her and Shadow Demon both not really getting the most farm. It's a little unfortunate. I mean, I know Lina doesn't necessarily need crazy farm, but at the same time, it's nice to have decent farm on a 4 Lina. Being able to get even some solo kills and get positioned at it with a Blink Dagger or Yield Scepter, as I was even talking about. Pretty solid items to be picking up, but she's not going to have any of those for a bit here.
It's the classic case of any supporter who has want to get that one camp, and you're like, well, what carry's going to worry about a small camp? But Alchemist cares. He cares a lot because the small camps are actually the best thing for him.
Camps that farm. There's the bots picked up on Alchemist. Speaking of him, so guess what? His farm continues to be really good. Middle lane, not enough damage. That was even before the borrowed time was popped, but the Laguna Blade actually from Lina wasn't enough damage prior to that, so he had enough. He did not. Abaddon doesn't really end up healing up as a result, but at least he stays alive.
Borrowed time will be on cooldown for the next 40 seconds though, but I don't really know why DooWop doesn't care about pushing. I mean, they're not really that scared about going late, even though Invoker does have a -0 BS Shake and gone in on Pop Warcry already, so he has a lot of armor though, and the 747 doesn't have Chemical Rage anymore.
Yeah, not going to be worth no stun, so not going to be the case. But as you're talking about, it's the mentality of DooWop here. It does feel like that maybe they're just comfortable playing this kind of 4-1 strategy almost, where you guys do your thing while Alchemist just continues to get crazy farm. And then, you know, once he's 5-slotted or so, we'll maybe look to be fighting. Once he has the Manta style, maybe the Octarine, you know, things like that, we'll be good to go. But kind of just doing the split push for now.
Pushing out mid a little bit. Demonic Purge is actually used on the Leshrac to make sure that, I guess, Leshrac doesn't get any setup, make sure that Magnetize, which is now online and we haven't seen be used yet, doesn't be too much of a concern in a team fight, because yeah, I mean, not only is the Alchemist farming, but Juggernaut also has not been really anywhere near his team for the past 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. I am kind of on board with what you're saying. The more I'm thinking about it, though, it does feel like, you know, you got the Helm of the Dominator Juggernaut, he has an Alpha Wolf with him. You have a level 15 Alchemist now, and actually they're going to try to go for Sven, but again, he's a little bit too far away. Good reaction of the Blink Dagger, which he chose to get pretty early on. Kind of goes to the point, though, that bunch of grouping up and just pushing snowballing here for DooWop. Feels like they can do pretty well. Now, they do not have Juggernaut here, and they're going to be jump Sunstrike on a 747, already at half-life. The Dark Rift will go off in time. They put him under, actually. Destruction comes out, and yes, the Dark Rift gets off in time to save everyone but Lina. But, you know, again, you'll take that casualty considering how the fight started right there.
It was pretty good timing. 747 was, he was, I guess, pretty deep. And so Stormhammer, Tower Aggro, Sunstrike immediately made sure that Pitlord was like, no, we gotta leave this fight, because otherwise, you'd think, like you said, level 15 Radiance Alchemist, Radiance Armlet BOT Alchemist should be able to stand up to a Sven. But this Sven has been getting a lot of ancient camps and being able to keep the pace. Now going on Underlord, that's a dead Underlord.
Oh wow, yeah, really diving deep down here at the bottom lane. And managed to get him and Air Spirit actually mixed up. Well, Shadow Demon also gets mixed up in that kill by the likes of Air Spirit and others. And now 747, a very late initiation. That's going to be regretful here. He is going to maybe not die. Oh my god, he's going to live. The armlet toggle at the last second.
Chemical Rage is about to time out though.
So the regen not going to be as much. Oh, look at that damage on BSJ. Sunstrike! Oh, it's going to miss though. He's going to keep on moving. They do have vision, the stun comes out, and they finally will chase him down. So hell of a job to escape initially, but on the long run, but you really gotta, honestly, it's only his fault for, like, winning there very late, first place.
Yeah, I mean, seeing as how they had to evacuate that previous Tier 1 fight, I'm surprised that he felt confident enough going into this after two of his teammates were already down. Really nice LSA by Lina, and like, I guess some good toggles, but that doesn't help you get kills, it just helps you not die, and all of the Tier 2s are down for Team DooWop, and Freedom have only have one Tier 1 tower gone, so the structural and map control of Team Freedom is immense compared to DooWop right now.
But yeah, I wanted to bring this up earlier with Tomato actually, as, oh wow, Sven going Chrysalis, yeah, that's Chrysalis right into a Daedalus here. As far as his progress goes, that's a very greedy yet. He's gonna potentially do plenty of damage build. With the Blink Dagger as well as the Helmet Dominator. But the Ags actually on Invoker, I mean, you've seen Ags of course, but usually a little bit later. I feel like if anything, maybe Yule Scepter first, but he pretty much went right into that Ags, even for bots, I want to say. Do you think that makes sense as to why he did it?
The justification is that right now the rest of his team has been making a ton of space. We haven't seen Invoker participate in a single fight yet, and usually you can't go for Ag first because you do need to show up to fights, and building up to the Ag, the points booster, the Ogre Club doesn't help you in fights. You usually need to get earlier mid-game items, but with an Abaddon, with an Earth Spirit, and with this Sven going high aggression, Invoker was allowed to do his own thing, and now that the Ag is completed, that makes Alchemist's life even harder because he's being able to show up to fights, and if he gets kited, he's not going to be able to get a kill on a Sven. If they man up against each other, Sven wins that fight every time.
Middle lane, they're defending Abaddon. Chris is in the way. He's feeling comfortable. They're going to get Shadow Demon. Sunstrike, not even going to hit before he dies. And that's a nice kill for them, and they'll be out without W felt it is. Actually over here, the Dark Rift activated. Byron though will fall before Snaking makes it out. But they did enough damage onto Lina between the Earth Spirit and the Leshrac to take him out before he could get away as well. So Team Freedom really, I mean, wow. I wasn't really paying a whole lot of attention to the overall hero kills, but 16-2 hero kills in favor. This Team Freedom side, and they just lost the Courier, by the way.
Oh, yes, they did. Where did that happen?
And that was a Manta style recipe.
Oh man, Alchemist would have really liked that. That's going to be gone for a while, and now that Aegis is up on the Sven and all these items are completed, I'm not surprised if we're going to see a high ground push very soon. Tomato's going to push up this top lane, but the rest of the team are going to be pushing out mid.
I still can't get over this idea of the Sven build. It just feels so funky to me. Obviously, the Helmet Dominator into Blink Dagger is fine, but then into a freaking Daedalus? That's just like all-out offense here. Now, again, if the Dota 2 gods are in his favor, it's going to be doing plenty of damage. Maybe going to see a little bit here. Look at that Pop God strength. Somebody's going to get... Oh, the crit off the bat! Oh my gosh. Okay, well there you go. That's why I got it.
I think it's hilarious that you kids talk trust about VSJ. Kids of God.
Never.
Didn't even
Never
miss.
Again.
Didn't even Radiance miss.
No.
That's how good.
He got the item because he knew that's exactly how it would play out.
All three lanes are being pushed in right now. There's no Alchemist, which means no Radiance Manticide, which wouldn't have been on the table anyway because the courier's in, but also no acid spray. God strength is down though for a little bit, but this is still a very, very strong push.
Somebody ported away on us or something. We said right there, put it back. So yeah, BSJ leading the way now. Doesn't have God strength as you talked about right there. So not as threatening, but still potentially to do plenty of damage and pounding away at the tower. Again, the Aegis ready to go.
Alchemist is back now.
Also, Laguna Blade coming out from Lina, not really doing a whole lot. Invoker follow-up right here. The meatball comes out, doing so much damage on top of the deafening blast. Nice job with the disruption onto the Underlord, though. And now 747 in the fight. Chemical Rage has been popped. He's going to be done initially, but going on to Earth Spirit. Magnetize out, doing a lot of work. Yarark spinning in the front line, too. But Sven is still going back at him, still with that Aegis. A stun in the background onto 2. Already sees a big Chris. No, he gets locked down. The cleave not going to matter right there. So they're just going to keep hiding him to the best of their ability. Another Shrine being used off the side. BSJ, though, he's pissed, man. He wants a kill. Gets a little bit of a crit there. Not nearly enough. However, this team is killing the racks in the meantime. A little bit of a distraction. Ice Knight coming over the other side. Sven, though, actually. Sven on top. He goes down. And now, maybe regretting going a little bit too deep. The Melee Rex actually does stay alive right here. IX Mike, yep, he's going to fall borrowed time. Not off cooldown. So, they don't get the Melee Rex. They did get the range Rex at least.
I suppose. Oh, and they get a nice Sunstrike kill on Alina. But, again, just consolation prizes. I am very surprised that Team Freedom wanted to continue pursuing that fight after Alchemist came up, because BSJ does not have a BKB on this Sven. Like we've been saying multiple times, it's pure damage, it's pure aggression. There is no way for him to mitigate outside of the aphotic. The God Strength after it finally came off cooldown, which was, I guess, after the entire Tier 3 went down and after Omni Slash came out, only then was God Strength up again. But then he wasn't able to close the gap on anyone. He got disrupted by the Shadow Demon, he got Pit of Malice by the Underlord, and then after he finally closed the gap on someone, the rest of his team was already dead. Magnetize was going out, and it did a lot, but the be a pretty poor fight now. At least they're getting something onto this Underlord.
He's getting some damage out, but yeah, he's gonna see. He goes Invis there and off the side now. The Pit of Malice down. Earth Spirit. There we go. Laguna Blade to take him out in the end. So what happened? BSJ died somewhere. He died way up here at the top lane. Alchemist. And look at that. They're gonna push you between Alchemist and Juggernaut. They join them with the Dark Rift. This is what you like
really
to see.
Ballsy. They're going for a Tier 2 push when they're Tier 3. Well, I guess they can TP back. Yes, that's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Dark Rift. Well, that's what I was just about to say. I mean, that's how you should be using Dark Rift.
Absolutely.
Is offensively like that. Split push. So
I don't know how Sven got caught out. I mean, I'm assuming it's because they had vision on him farming a creep wave, and well, I mean, Alchemist doesn't have like a blink dagger or anything, and neither does Juggernaut, so I don't really know how they were able to sneak up on him like that, but that's a really good kill. At least Tomato gets a courier kill, but might pay for it. Nope, he's out.
Yeah, he actually was TPing, but then he saw the courier coming over, so he's like, I'm gonna snipe this, and he went and did that. And he does manage to slip on out of there, so there was nothing on the courier this time around, but still, nice. And look at Eagle, by the way, on Leshrac. He's got a freaking pipe. Looks like he's building into that Lotus Orb now with bots. Jesus. Good farm.
This is exceptional farm. I'm surprised that he went for the pipe first, though. I mean, there's Firestorm, and then I guess Lina's stuff, and I guess Radiance Burn, so it'll get burned off. I would have felt that Leshrac would have preferred going for something more aggressive, especially if he's that farmed up. Even the Lotus Orb first, I feel, would have been a little bit better because it provides more mana regen, which Leshrac desperately needs to see. Eagle is just going around with not very much ways to farm right now. Like, usually Leshrac should be soaking up these junk camps, which he will now, but yeah, now he doesn't have the mana for the pipe, so...
Good point, yeah.
Bit of a strange item build, but that's been the case for all the heroes on Freedom, so we'll see how it all works out.
Okay, this is one of these just unique and fun teams. I do enjoy casting them for that reason, between some hero picks to not afraid to do just their style of builds. it could be entertaining to watch. So another kind of case of that here. Abaddon top lane, he's going to push out the illusions, or attempt to at least. But you see Alchemist now with the Octarine Core, as well as that Blade Mail himself, as we were mentioning earlier, to go with the Radiance and the Manta style. So he is a very scary hero at this point. I guess he is essentially 6-slotted, unless gonna replay. I mean, what would you replace?
It has to be Scepter time. I mean, the Blade Mail is far too valuable. As we all know from the Boston Major, Blade Mail is the ultimate 6-slot item on an Alchemist. I'm gonna find Tomato here.
There's no sniper on the other side, though.
That's true, actually. But there is a Sven with Daedalus.
Yeah, that's nice.
And that other game, Sniper was, what, Rapier Sniper, I believe? And
it was Rapier, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, one stray crit and you just might be killing yourself.
True that, and yeah, Sven with that cleave damage, you gotta be careful when that Blade Mail's up, so... Gonna pop the God Strength right here and actually take out just a single set of Ancients, as well as push out the top lane. Curious use of that God Strength, especially if they're planning to siege up here. I mean, that's gonna be on cooldown now for another minute or so.
Yeah, sieging like and the fact that Roche may be up very soon, and they would like to sneak that Roche as quickly as possible.
They're gonna fall back though, so no siege to be had. Tomato, meanwhile, almost playing his own game over here, as he tends to on this Invoker, and as many Invokers would. He's just pushing out the bottom lane. Has another 3,400 gold saved up, his own Octarine Core coming along. There's that Lotus Orb finished on Leshrac, so a little bit of mid lane. He gets caught. Yes, he does. He does have that borrowed time again. Forward stab, maybe he's gonna pop it right there. Laguna Blade coming out. I think I saw that. Yeah, that was Laguna Blade. And he will survive.
Now Roche going to be up in a minute. Both teams are going to be very close to patrol this. I'm actually surprised that they didn't kill the Centaur that the Dire team is using to scout it, but they're going to go for a tier 2 push so that hopefully they can kill this Shrine next, and then Dire team has a real tough time competing for this Roche.
Mandalore's not afraid of getting jumped on himself. He has his own pipe, of course, his plate mail, the Shivas. It's Guardian Greer is going to be the worst, but yeah, Shivas eventually, I'd assume.
Alchemist going ultra aggressive here.
He just done himself, but he's going to be trying to man-save it, but not in time. Meanwhile, August in the background of Mike, he did not have borrowed timeout. He goes down on BSJ. He's also on the run, actually, this whole time. He popped the God Strength. He's going for the big turn. There's a nice man stop from Yara right there. The totem goes down. Can he get the big crit? He absolutely can right there. BSJ with the kill on to Juggernaut over back here. Underlord going to be picked off, actually. And now it seems like Team Freedom in control of this fight. Despite losing Abaddon initially, he bought back, of course. And he helps assist to make more plays. And now the chase on a W foe. Not going to happen, but... So it actually was okay for DooWop with the jump, but even despite the stunning himself, over Team Freedom came back.
It's okay for right now, but Roche is up, and Juggernaut and Underlord neither have buyback. Abaddon did buy back for that fight after he went down, but this might be a Freedom Roche when really they should have had no place getting it this easily. There should have at least been a fight in the pit, but that's not even going to happen.
And he did just get an axe, by the way, on Alchemist, so... who does he give it to? Okay,
he goes to the Shadow Demon, yes. Yeah. Problem is that it's kind of an under-leveled Shadow Demon. He's level 12 now, so I don't really know. Hopefully he didn't level Shadow Poison, or maybe he's just sitting on it. I don't know. But yeah, Demonic Purge for a BKB-less Sven. I was saying it was going to be an issue for a Sven with a BKB, but a BKB-less Sven is not only going to get kited, but he's also going to take buckets of damage. And so he has no lifesteal either. This Sven, I fear for him.
I'm pretty sure he did put another point into Shadow Poison, adding up the points. So yeah, he's going to be on level 1 for now, but he's 12.5. I'm sure when he hits 13, he will get that second level. But even with the 1, it's still very powerful. Meanwhile, down here, look at Alchemist looking to turn on an Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit regretting this decision, trying to chase him down. Maybe not. Tomato here to assist. Nice ice path right there. Not going to be enough follow-up, though. We'll just throw out that EMP. Burn some of that mana away. Fully commit, however. Then with another Aegis as mentioned, though. AC on him, and BKB almost finished now for BSJ on the Sven here. That is going to be a key item as we're going back to.
Yeah, and as we progress in this game, let's take a quick inventory of the talents right now. Alchemist hit level 20 opted for the attack speed. Invoker with his level 20 is going for plus to all stats, and Sven with his level 20 went for the attack speed. Also, even more aggression. Did not go for the evasion talent on the Sven, which, man, he is hoping for the most amazing initiation, because if he doesn't get it, it's curtains.
I mean, he went for early Daedalus. I'm not surprised to see him going full blow, and let's just add up that damage kind of build right here. So, yeah, no, he is hitting hard, hitting fast. Just a matter of can he stay alive and not get kited. Again, the BKB ideally will help with that. Leshrac bottom lane. Look at all these illusions. The Alchemist army chasing after him and actually doing some pretty good damage. Be fine in the end, but yeah, it kind of shows you that even the illusions forced to reckon with here.
Oh wow, 747. You need to be careful.
He needs to be a lot of careful. He did pop the chemical rage right there, and it split up with the man style though. Has the stun ready to go. He's going to take a stun himself, though. Can he get it off in time? He can. On the Eagle in the background. The meatball's coming out, however. And the burn is real. The Pitamel's blocking him down. Nice stun from Lena back here. Here comes the Cosmic from Sven now. He popped that BKB as mentioned. The EMP coming out. Now Alchemist is simply going to run the full time, but the Ice Path keeping him in place. He has the buyback. Not using it just yet, though, but look at that purge slow on his Sven as mentioned. There we go with the Dark Rift. Can they maybe knock him away? The Boulder Smash not going to connect. He throws him in the air with the Yules. It ain't going to matter, though. And the Yule escape. But they killed Alchemist.
Killed Alchemist, they still have the Aegis on Sven. There's no BKB now, but most of the spells that you need to be concerned about are down, unless if Alchemist buys back. Then so much for all that.
They'll be satisfied with that, though. Give them a window now for the next 6 minutes or so. 1.5 minutes even, that they have to kind of reset some things and then eventually push in, get the Alchemist killed, and then he won't have a buyback. Tomato top lane, wow. By himself, he distracts the whole team while they're pushing bottom now. The split push is very real for Team Freedom. And they do get the tower kill, so great distraction there from Tomato and then Invoker. Them all to come to him, and yeah, he's level 23, so speaking of talent tree progression, almost level 25, and I'm sure that's going to mean the AoE Deafening Blast coming.
And the most recent candidate for level 20 is Juggernaut, who I've been talking about nearly all of DooWop's heroes in great detail, but Juggernaut has been going under the radar, and I am really not too surprised. Like, he's not been seeming to have such an impact in these fights. And I don't really know why. Like, he was free farming for a very long time, as we said. Both Alchemist and Juggernaut were off doing their own thing, while mid lane down goes the Underlord.
Yep. No crits there. But oh, now he's going for Alchemist, actually. Pops the BKB. Again, though, look at that purge slow, and he's like, alright, screw it, I'll kill your illusions then. Although Invoker keeping Alchemist nearby. That Ice Path is doing a lot of work this game. Another stun comes out. Can he get the crit? That blade mill, though. Gotta be careful. Deafening Blast through. Ends up for disruption, saving him for the time being. The Laguna blade onto Eagle in the background of the Leshrac, and he will fall. And look at Alchemist now. He wants to chase. Chemical Rage coming back up here in just a second. Blade mill ready. Nice Manta style dodge. Beautiful reaction on the part of 747. He's running them down with that Radiance. Doesn't have mana actually for the Chemical Rage just yet.
He has mana for the stun though if he needs to cancel a TP, which BSJ might need to.
Oh, he pops Chemical Rage. Yeah, they're not going to get him, or he's not going to get out, that is. They do get the Aegis, but can they support? Tomatoes here. The Tornado not going to connect, but the EMP will. BSJ just simply running this whole time. He's going to maybe look to turn. It looks like for now he has to. He's burned, so he really has to fight. He has no choice right here. He said, screw it. The Warcry pop not going to matter. He will fall when it's all said and done. So they chase him out. They get the kill in the Sven, and no buyback for 80 seconds actually.
And the other thing that I just realized that I didn't mention is that Shadow Demon has also been breaking Sven in addition to kiting him, which means that Great Cleave will, I mean, you'll crit one target, but no one behind that target is going to get critted, or even touched for that matter.
Good point. Yeah, no, that is a really good axe. Now, the more I'm looking at it, the slow but the passive breaker, that's like an anti-Sven ability.
It's very anti-Sven. Even though they're getting reasonably good initiations, if you can't manage to Tornado or EMP the Shadow Demon, then this Sven is not going to be able to do very much. This BKB pickup in that bot tier 2 fight worked out really well, as Tomato is prowling on W foe here. Like a gazelle.
Do I go for it? Do I go for it? He wants to, but Underlord nearby makes it a little more difficult. So yeah, he's not going to, he's going to skip the creep wave here most likely, or just
What have we here?
keep running around, seeing if anyone else shows up to spot him. You know, so I was gonna say, actually, speaking of this, does Sven get a Lincoln's? Would that actually be good in this case?
He is not going to be able to get the Lincoln. Someone else should get the Lincolns for him, like the Leshrac perhaps,
Okay.
instead of going for... I don't actually know if Lotus Orb purges the Purge, because that's how this game works.
Oh, yeah, no clue.
Not entirely sure if it's purgeable or not, but if it is, then Leshrac can't really use this Lotus Orb preemptively. He has to use it at Tomato. He wants someone so bad.
The Haunting, he's waiting for them to be by themselves, and now he has a candidate in Underlord. Granted, it's
Yeah.
one of
He
the
has
hardest
this
heroes to kill.
vision, but he sees Yawar coming in. Ah, poor guy.
Not gonna happen, so Tomato instead will have to just keep it. Okay, well, actually, this is it. Juggernaut. Pinging here, they know they saw somebody up there. There we go, he jumps in now. Next comes out, they're committing. Nice path. The greatest play, so we'll slow him down a little bit. Meatball comes out. Can they kill Yard first? No, they cannot. BSJ in chase with that BKB, but cannot connect on to it. Looks like a back, don't see if it hits. It doesn't look like it, but the God strength that BKB top 747 just running away though. Very good by DooWop for trading. Look at that Lotus Orb coming out. Legitimately doing some good bursts there onto the Sven. And he needs to run now. Meanwhile, Abaddon in the midst of it does pop Pearl Time. Only going to save him for a little bit longer though, and that drops a gem meanwhile. The Uber's up. Where are they going? Middle lane it looks like. And they're going to push, baby.
They're gonna push with a vengeance as well. Looks like Alchemist will go back to defend, but he has BOTs if necessary. And then oh man, going back by himself might be a mistake.
Oh, and this is, I like that by Tomato though, because you see what happened there on the mini-map. All of a sudden, everyone at DooWop, they turned around and even ported back in some cases, realizing that their Alchemist was getting jumped, when I really feel like Tomato had no intention of going for any kind of kill. Just simply baiting them back, so yeah, good play on his part.
Yeah, so much for that vengeance push. Looks like we're back to doing nothing again as Tomato. And I'm enjoying watching this so much. He's basically just playing Clinks right now.
He kind of is. Enough damage this time with Shadow Demon, probably, yeah. Okay, there you go. He is like a different
Yawar didn't even care. He just saw it happening underneath him. He was just like, man, that sucks. I'll see you later.
Nothing that he could do. Maybe if he had a blank to get over there in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way he was making it. The day. He does have his Abyssal Blade, though. Like, you're right, mentioning that earlier. I mean, you look at the stat line of a Juggernaut. 3, 3, and 5 at 40 minutes into the game. It's not the most impressive. Granted, they only have 11 kills total. But, Abyssal Blade will definitely help the cause now.
Yeah, his job is basically to help with the Kite Sven party, because, I mean, Juggernaut has surpassed the Sven in net worth, but it really does not feel like that. But he's gone for utility items. He's gone for this Mjolnir, which helps with the static shield a lot, with all the, I guess, small amounts of damage that come flying up from Team Freedom, like the Pulse Nova, the Edict, the Magnetize. And then this Abyssal Blade is also going to make sure that this Sven, who, even within BKB, he's going to get purged and he's going to get stunned now as well.
Oh, by the way, Juggernaut was given an Ags as well. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Just noticing that. I noticed that. I figured the Alchemist probably gave somebody else that. I was looking around, and sure enough, Juggernaut gets it.
That's surprising, though. I would have figured that Lena's a better candidate, but whatever.
Chase is on. Yara, not going to get a jump there, but they will find Leshrac. That's going to be an easy kill. Lotus Orb ain't going to save you. Maybe kill the Shrine? Oh no, the secondary tower's up here. But yeah, you're right, Roshan's up, and Lina's going to see that here. Kill the Purge Creep first, the Satyr. And now maybe think about doing it, or maybe not, because Alchemist is actually back at base. He's defending.
Yeah, VOT is in 10 seconds, though. Might push out this bottom lane. Oh, they're going to meet in the mid lane, though.
Yeah, they are. Alchemist again not here. The Purge, though, on Earth Spirit, but he quickly blinks. Played by him, and Tomato, of course, Ghost walks away.
Invoker is in a perfect flanking position, though. Queuing up. Deafening Blast and Tornado and Meatball.
Nora running in, wants to get that Abyssal Blade stun off, but X-Mike doing a good job of keeping the perfect distance, not allowing for it, so Alchemist will continue to push out. Another 6,800 gold on Alchemist, by the way. So now we'll probably see, or eventually we'll probably see an Ags on Lina.
Oh, they're smoking up. Tomato does not know, and he's in vision right now.
Stun, here we go.
Oh! Game sense.
My God. literally right as they're going in. Talk about game sense indeed. That was impressive. As he continues to do so, they're going to get away middle lane.
Alchemist coming in, though, angrily.
He wants, I don't know if Abaddon's your prime target, though. They're going to try, but Alchemist is actually a little bit of a hurt as being slowed down once again by this ice path. However, they'll follow up. You can tell that's a little bit of a pissed off Alchemist there.
Don't you ever stand on my dead shrine area again.
Yeah.
Oh man, now Sunstrike, everyone knows about this Roche. It's going down very, very quickly.
A lot of evading going on right now, but this is probably going to be the force of a fight. With that Roche on, Chemical Rage course up for Alchemist here. Background, there's the war cry. Oh, nice Lotus Orb reflex action. They're going to go back in with it. BSJ with a cleave. Can they take it Underlord? Yes, the crits come out. 1300 damage, I believe. It's an AoE Japanese blast. Who's going to get the Aegis? And why? He's actually still alive. I thought I heard it go down right there. As the buyback onto Underlord. Meanwhile, Sven trying to kite away, takes another stun. Lena picked up in the background by Ledbrack. Alchemist, though, he's here. He pops the Mantis down, but he's slowed by that ice path. They're kiting it somewhat. Abaddon just not up for all time. He's taking a good out of attack. Deep Raid is definitely winning this fight. In fact, Alchemist getting low. The Sunstrike coming out, not going to matter. Down goes Alchemist. Does have a buyback, but Juggernaut and Shadow Demon do not. And that is going to be the Roshan now in favor of Freedom, and there's the Aegis Force.
Somewhere, Ice Frog has a smile on his face right now. That has to be one of the sickest Lotus Orbs I've ever seen. Not only did it reflect the unstable concoction, but it bounced it onto the Underlord and the Alchemist. Doing it again! Eagle making us proud that this item exists in the game right now. BSJ, though, needs to evacuate. BKB is not up until 5 more seconds.
Oh no, BSJ being run down near the first form. Nova's gonna play just yet. Not gonna be enough. Another Lotus Orb comes out. He does have an elbow, the BKB popped, and all of a sudden he does like crap. Nothing I can do now. He's gonna run away. The crits are happening. Pops the shrine. Will survive actually. As Sven blinks on out. Meanwhile, Sven gets pushed back in by the force damage. Seems like Warcry knocking him out of there. He does fall, but of course the Aegis bringing it back up. Has team support nearby. He'll be able to get out of this. Alchemist wants to make the kill. There's a little good of Blade. Lotus Orb just a little bit too late there. We'll purge him though. And gonna go retreat now. Alchemist, yeah, you're diving into a trap, it feels like. They're gonna turn on him. He doesn't have a buyback. Can't even put them under. But it takes you locked up to be GG. Pop blade on Toxic. That was an 1800, I believe I saw pop up there. In favor of Sven. And now he is dead for 120 seconds. Overextension, I feel like, for 7 for some there.
Oh, yo, wait. BSJ buys a refresher, refreshes. So he has his BOTs up, he has his BKB up, and he has God Strength up again.
Oh wow, that's a nifty move right there. Pops the God Strength. Goes right back into the face. Talking about some fun strats coming out indeed. The big Lotus Orb, a nice use of the refresh there. Gonna be forced out for now. Even without Alchemist, they're able to hold this. Again, Juggernaut, he's got some decent farm himself. They do lose the melee racks. The stun on it. Juggernaut in the background, by the way. The meatball comes out. Underwood's dead. He ain't biting back. Juggernaut maybe gonna fall. Shadow maybe put them under. Delaying the inevitable, it feels like. Can he maybe Omni Slash? Yes, he can. Will that actually save him? Probably not. He's gonna bounce way back here until his career is finally ending. And GG, well played. It's all victory. Team Freedom.
Tomato playing last stage of Dark Moon Invoker in those last few seconds of the game. I am
Brilliant team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
So this is a time more than any, perhaps, to just try something maybe a little
5
different,
seconds
a little
remaining.
radical. So we'll see again where it ends up. Their final pick going to help us get that information. They got plenty of time. Spirit the final pick, or Team Freedom on the other side, so they do get their 4 option with Spirit there. Now Freedom's lineup has come together. A team that typically, no matter what they draft, I feel like Freedom is all about. I guess when you look at the options here,
10
she's
seconds remaining.
arguably one of the best ones for sure. They don't have many great acceptors, so that could make sense.
Because even if you are spell immune, it's not gonna help. So yeah, there's a I like DooWop's lanes because all 3 of the cores are very independent. The Underlord can not really need very much support. Alchemist is going to be just fine, as well as the Juggernaut. And so Shadow Demon and Lina are really free to do whatever they want. And if it is going to be constantly harassing this Invoker, that's good. If it's making sure that my combatant doesn't get anything done, that's fine.
Five seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Lina.
So many different lineups, and it's not like ever risky to pick him first pick. He's basically just a very stable draft pick that can fit into any team lineup. If you want to play defensive, then Atrophy Aura is obviously great. You want to play offensive, Pit of Malice, Dark Rift, and Firestorm are all great. You want to just clear out waves, make sure that your team can come back. I mean, Underlord can do it all, and then all while being a very, very strong laner. Now, Lina, on the other hand, is a hero that I have not been seeing very much. One of the most common reasons I hear is because of raindrops, which I'm sure is part of the reason why she fell off mid, but I think as a support, she has a place, especially against a hero like Sven, who is very physical damage mitigation, but not so great against magic damage.
Yeah, it feels like maybe somewhere along those lines that they're looking for, and also the idea of maybe bursting somebody down before Abaddon could help them out, or even himself, you know, catching him off guard with a big ultimate from Lina and that Laguna Blade, and all of a sudden he's dead before he pops that borrowed time. So, but I'm with you though.
Oh, dire team man. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Early game aggression. That's kind of what they're known for. Somewhat unique draft sometimes, but just a lot of early game aggression. And hell, we even saw that earlier against DC, of course, in that series. So I'm expecting that again here from them.
Alchemist.
Yeah, very true. It's just hitting me as well as far as that combo goes. So yeah, now we have that obvious information that it is going to be the 4 support, and but you know, still potentially get some okay farm, perhaps get that blink dagger on or something like a Yules as well. Of course, great setup for the LSA as mentioned. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, that's a good point.